The chosen one. The divine message has arrived at your home. O child of the Great Spirit, there are those that want to contact you. This is a symbol of heavenly order and everlasting hope. You have been called here to fulfill a particular task in God's sacred design. Today, like a light beaming through the gloomy clouds of the planet, the moment has arrived to contact you. Come on, ignite the fire of faith you have in your heart, because this message is the voice of truth emanating from the depths of your being. This call was not a coincidence. It's a sign of divine intervention, my buddy. Make place for fresh beginnings in your heart, which is shaped by God's love and power. Feel the Holy Will's direction in every step you take, and go ahead as a message of hope to the world. There are hearts full of genuine love and compassion that wish to accompany you on this sacred journey with the help of the divine forces. You will encounter the most severe difficulties in life and will always maintain your faith. Arise today and open your hearts. This appeal for your presence is the divine symphony's most lovely note. In the depths of the cosmos, illuminate the world with your light and shine like a torch, spreading love and hope with Allah's permission. Take bold steps toward triumph with your friends and comrades on this important path. Take action, my dearest buddy. So, right. 777. People don't only note your presence in the comments because you are the most vital component of realizing this holy call. They respond with an intensity that cannot be ignored. The force you carry is not common, and it cannot be ignored carelessly. This is not about shallow adulation or transient attention. This is about impact. The world moves differently around you because you've become a benchmark, a force against which others are measured. They don't challenge you in sports. They challenge you because overcoming you would imply something substantial. They do not see you as simply another person in the throng. They acknowledge your uniqueness, an undeniable presence. What you bring into any area cannot be overlooked, discarded, or reduced to a transitory fad. They are not looking to reproduce something that is just ephemeral. They try to understand something essential. Their uneasiness, haste, and quiet in trying to equal your intensity stem from the knowledge that actual influence is not granted. It was earned. They adapt. They shift. They strategize. Everything in reaction to you. Their gestures disclose things they'd never express out. That your very existence compels people to reconsider their own. They do not compete with the unimportant. They do not confront the unnoticed. Those that aim to outperform you are not motivated by happenstance. Your influence's gravitational pull causes them to move. Even without trying, you set the tone. Even if it wasn't intentional, you challenge their expectations. You move ahead, intent on your destination. Others observe, calculate, and try to position themselves correctly. The irony is that you never requested to be in their race, but they have turned your advancement into their own personal war. Pay close attention and you'll notice it. The delicate mimicry, the precise matching of their steps with yours. This isn't adoration. This is silent despair. They do not want to stroll with you. They seek to claim what they think is theirs. They follow your patterns, replicate your approach, and even try to create their tales in ways that are similar to yours. However, they never take into consideration the source of your power. They assume they can replicate the results without knowing the underlying principles. Their endeavors reveal the truth. It is never about imitating behaviors, but about embodying something greater. Calculations, practiced techniques, and borrowed language. None of it produces the results they want. They rush for your recipe, unaware that its essence cannot be bottled, examined, or replicated. The game they play is uneven, but not in the manner they expect. They assemble in large groups. They move together. They believe they can overwhelm one force via sheer volume. However, power is not based on numerical values. Power is about being present. If you are experiencing an excess of divine love in your heart, now is the moment to share it. You may help spread God's blessings by clicking the super thank you button on YouTube and donating $100 or more. This wonderful gift will affect not just your life, but also the souls of countless others. Each of you has a holy position in God's great purpose via this platform, and your giving will provide fruit for our prayers. Act now. Share your blessings to exalt His kingdom. since you were meant to do much more in God's loving hands. May God bless you. What concerns them the most is that no matter how intently they observe or study, they will always fall short of the framework. They try to construct crumbles because they lack the basis of honesty. What they fail to realize is that no amount of math can reproduce something that never was. It just exists. They function under the assumption that power may be claimed. However, what you carry was never theirs to bear. The weight of gifts cannot be borrowed. It must be lived. There is an unshakable fact that cannot be ignored. You are beyond imitation. Those who observe, study, and try to reconstitute your essence are left clutching at something they can't grip. They strive to figure out what makes you distinctive, believing that with the appropriate formula, approach, and repetition, they can capture what you have. However, their understanding is faulty. What you carry is not based on a duplicable framework. It is based on something that cannot be transmitted. It is an energy, a presence, and an unmistakable power that is uniquely yours. The endeavor to mimic your life is a quiet expression of dissatisfaction rather than appreciation. They dedicate time, effort, and strategy to becoming a mirror of what they perceive in you. Regardless of how exactly they copy the outer layers, the center remains lacking. They change their habits, alter their manner, and manage their image in order to obtain what you naturally emanate. However, the effect is always the same: an ineffective imitation. No stolen screenplay, no practiced manner, no well-constructed performance can create what is uniquely yours. This is why their initiatives fail before they even start. They assume that by following the procedures, they would arrive at the same location. However, imitation did not pave the way for you. It was carved with authenticity. Every movement you make has a purpose. They are unable to grasp a genesis. They can't recreate a foundation. They are unable to replicate. The mistake people make is presuming that presence is a construct when, in fact, it is an expression of something deeper, something developed through experience, resilience, and alignment. Their desperation becomes more clear the longer they pursue what is not intended for them. Every blunder reveals a hole that imitation cannot fill. They change tactics, thinking that a fresh approach may bring them together. However, the gap between you and them is just increasing. What remains is their fury. The unresolved issue is why their efforts bring no benefit. But the solution was always there in front of them. What you own cannot be borrowed, duplicated, or stolen. It is not a wearable accessory. It is a force that exists regardless of approbation, validation, or other people's expectations. Our souls, anchored in divine truth, hold firm against the winds of worldly falsehood, like a magnificent tree in the midst of a roaring storm. Just as the ancient oak gets nutrition from deep, hidden streams of life, individuals who live authentically tap into a wellspring of heavenly favor and timeless knowledge. Those that act from a position of authenticity know the distinction between the illusion, staged efforts, and fake performances. They are not fooled by the illusions created by people seeking attention. They are not deceived by the constructed facades of those seeking to replace what they cannot understand. They are not playing an honorable game. It's one of desperation. However, no amount of effort can change the natural order. Friends, let me inform you that in today's world, when false promises and superficial pretenses abound, the light of truth shines even brighter in the hearts of those who chose the road of righteousness. Every day, when we awaken to the benefits of a new day, we are given another chance to align our lives with a purpose greater than the transitory acceptance of others. This is not about a crowd's clapping or meaningless plaudits that temporarily elevate one's spirits. It is about God's eternal, unchangeable word, which leads our paths and strengthens our spirits. Authenticity is not a passing fad. It is the enduring symbol of those selected to dwell in His light. It is a proclamation that our identity lies not in the masks we wear or the roles we play, but in the reality of who we are as cherished children of the Most High. Every discussion, every choice, and every act of compassion, our sincerity becomes a light, directing people to the richness that comes from living a life based on God's promises. I urge you, my friend, to reflect on all the ways God has blessed your life. Consider the occasions when, despite the commotion around you, you felt an inner serenity, certain that you were precisely where you were supposed to be. That tranquility is a whisper of heavenly favor, confirming that you're on the correct track. It serves as a reminder that no matter how intricate the world's illusions get, the truth of God's love and order remains unshakable and everlasting. Consider the fall harvest, when once barren fields are transformed into a colorful tapestry of golden richness. This is not a coincidence, but a symbol of nature's enduring order, replicating the divine plan laid out in heaven in our lives. The season of reaping is preceded by a period of sowing seeds of truth, integrity, and love. And when we behave in accordance with these ideals, we expose ourselves to a harvest much bigger than we could have imagined. Every kind word, every act of true compassion, and every minute spent in sincere prayer contribute to a symphony of grace that reverberates across our community. Now, I understand that in today's environment, many people are drawn to the attraction of superficiality. They are captivated by the dazzling lights of sudden celebrity and the transient adulation of a crowd. But let me be clear, the adoration that counts does not vanish with the setting sun. It is a calm, unwavering acknowledgement from God's heart, a realization that your life, in its most authentic form, is a masterpiece painted by the Almighty. No matter how sophisticated the patterns of earthly achievement look, they will never match the beauty of a life lived in line with the divine purpose. In every difficulty you encounter, remember that today's troubles are just stepping stones to the everlasting bliss that awaits. When you are overwhelmed by the noise of fake voices and the clashing symphony of impostors, direct your attention upward. The skies proclaim His majesty, and in that assertion, you will find consolation that you are a part of something far larger than any earthly performance. Your value is evaluated not by fleeting human praise, but by your Creator's eternal love and acknowledgement. Authenticity has the potential to change despair into optimism, shortage into riches. When you choose to live truly, you connect with the natural order that God has established, a cosmic rhythm that cannot be broken by the shallow manipulations of those who live for their own gain. You become a live witness to the truth. Genuine effort, when based in faith, overcomes all obstacles. This truth has altered people's lives, founded empires of hope, and left lasting legacies. Consider the experiences of people who, with steadfast faith, overcame life's difficulties. Their travels were distinguished not by a single flash of brightness, but by a consistent, constant, and quick walk with God. They realized that genuine success is measured not by riches or titles, but by the depth of love and character shown in every act of service. Their lives are a living sermon, a daily reminder that when we stand fast in our honesty, no storm can shake the foundation upon which we have built our lives. Let us remove the masks and pretenses that have existed for so long. Wait for us. Let us stand tall like the huge oak, unwavering and steadfast in the belief that our Creator's creation is perfect and everlasting. By doing so, we not only respect the heritage of those who came before us, but also provide the groundwork for the next generation to inherit a world where authenticity rules and divine order prevails. Imagine you're a lone wanderer on an old, twisting road. At dawn, a walkway is lighted by the warm glow of a lovely sunrise. Just as the first gentle rays of daylight shine the dew on every blade of grass, the divine light reveals the truth buried in the shadows of our life, like a sturdy ship sailing the wide, unexplored ocean, guided by a blazing, unwavering lighthouse. We, too, are guided by a higher force whose love and knowledge light upon us, dispelling the shadows of uncertainty and dread. Remember, my friends, that every moment is an opportunity to reinforce your devotion to the truth. Every genuine smile, act of kindness, and prayer leaves a legacy of light that will last long after the world's transient shadows have gone. Believe in the process. Believe in the divine plan. Most importantly, believe in yourself as a loving child of God, capable of facing any situation with grace and fortitude in our everyday lives. We are often faced with temptations to conform in order to conceal our genuine selves under layers of deception. Consider the beauty of a clean mountain stream, its water free of pollutants, a pristine expression of nature's pure design. Similarly, we must try to maintain our hearts clean and our thoughts focused on the everlasting truths bestowed upon us when we let our inner light to show through our acts. We send waves of hope and inspiration far beyond our immediate surroundings. There will be times when the weight of the world seems overwhelming, when voices of negativity and false promises try to drown out the cry of our spirits. In difficult circumstances, we must rely on the recollection of divine grace as an anchor. Remember the many blessings that have accompanied you on your path, the quiet reassurance in prayer, and the gentle guiding during moments of doubt. The small gestures of affection that have elevated your spirits. These are indicators of a divine order at work. The unseen hand that creates our fate in ways that are both mysterious and deeply beautiful. Every day is a fresh chance to connect our behaviors with the divine design that has been lovingly created for us. Consider the harvest season, when attentive planting produces a rich crop. A live example of how hard work pays off. Our lives should be transformed into gardens where seeds of compassion, honesty, and unwavering faith are sown with each act of true love and sincere word of encouragement. We nurture these seeds until they bloom into a legacy of optimism that no earthly path can ever erase. As we navigate the maze of existence, we are reminded that our hardships were not in vain. They are the refining flames that shape our personalities, preparing us for bigger victories when confronted with hardship. Allow your heart to be filled with the comforting knowing that you are not alone. The divine plan is always developing, and every adversity is only a stepping stone to a better, more magnificent future. Accept your difficulties, because these are the crucibles in which your strength and resilience are tried and eventually refined. Dear brothers and sisters, may God's peace come upon you today. I'm here to remind you of a fundamental fact. Our existence is based on God's divine purpose and is unaffected by worldly worries. According to the Bible, everything is done with faith will be returned to God with great blessing. Luke, our roots, like those of the huge oak tree, are firmly entrenched in God's universal truth. His power secures every stride and every stance we take. And now you have the chance to be a part of that gift. When you click this super thank you button and contribute $100, this action will bring you 100-fold and plenty. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, it is easy to lose sight of the fundamental simplicity that underpins our goal. However, in the calm times, those tranquil pauses in the midst of turmoil, we have the clarity to identify the truth. In these times of quiet, the Almighty's soft voice talks to our hearts, telling us that we are loved beyond measure. Our identity is determined not by worldly honors or transient human approval, but by the everlasting affirmation of our Creator's love. Dear pals, let us commit to a life of truth and integrity. Let us remove our masks of pretense and boldly emerge into the light of our actual selves. For in doing so, we not only reverence the holy flame that lives within us, but also serve as living lights of hope for others. Every action we do, no matter how tiny, has the potential to light a flame of inspiration, transforming lives and communities. Imagine your religion as a beacon perched on a rocky precipice. Its beacon shines brightly during the most violent storms. Just as the beacon leads tired travelers safely to land amidst raging seas, so does your steadfast faith in God. Light your way through life's problems. Be solid in your beliefs, even as the storms of life swirl around you. Remember that you are a beloved child of God, destined for greatness and surrounded by unending love. Each movement you take, led by truth and compassion, demonstrates the divine order that controls all creation via your smiles, acts of kindness, and the sincerity with which you pray. The legacy of light is becoming more dazzling. a light that will continue to shine long after the world's fleeting shadows have gone. Know that in every struggle and tempest, God's grace is your anchor, keeping you safe from the draw of despair. Life is full of ups and downs. However, you are never lost. You are continuously encouraged by the Almighty's power and promise. Accept this fact. Your spiritual heritage and mission are much more important than any temporary suffering or failure. As you continue on your road, let your actions to reflect the optimism and rejuvenation that come from a deep, lasting trust that every obstacle you face refines you, every trial shapes you, and every modest act of kindness reveals the many gifts that await you on this unwavering journey. You are a living testament to God's eternal promises, a guarantee that your sincere and purposeful life will reflect the grandeur of His everlasting love. May you always be comforted in knowing that the light inside you is a beacon of hope, leading you through the darkest of nights. Stand tall, hold true to your truth, and let your soul fly knowing that you have been divinely chosen and will always be supported by an immense love. Let this be your rallying cry for living genuinely, serve with humility, and to love with unshakable heart. For the road of justice is paved not with the fleeting glitter of earthly prosperity, but with the eternal promises of heaven. And while you travel this beautiful path, may you take solace in knowing that every challenge is a lesson, every adversity a hidden gift, and every moment a heavenly chance to shine. May God's grace fill your days with hope and your nights with tranquility. And may you always have the glorious knowledge that you have been divinely selected and will be supported for all eternity. Dear friends, go ahead with bravery and pleasure, recognizing that the holy light inside you is a blessing to the world, a beacon that will never fade. Amen. As you go through the days ahead, may God's love wrap around you like a warm, soothing blanket. Let the light of His promises lead you, and may your life demonstrate the power of sincerity. For in a world full of illusions and ephemeral acts, your own soul is the most valuable gift of all. No amount of darkness can extinguish this brightness. Stand steadfast in your truth, knowing that the universe's natural order, as ordered by the Almighty, will always triumph. The voices of the false may rise and fall like the wind, but the singing of the loyal is constant and unyielding. Accept your authenticity, celebrate your divine inheritance, and allow each step you take be a proclamation of faith that echoes the very pulse of heaven. Finally, I remind you that genuine prosperity is found not in the crowd's acclaim, but in the peaceful knowledge that you are leading a meaningful life, one that reflects the everlasting splendor of God's plan. Go on with confidence, for you are dearly loved, wonderfully chosen, and eternally sustained by your Creator's infinite grace. May your days be full with tranquility. Your spirit will be boosted with hope and vitality. Give a shining example of what it means to fully walk in the light of authenticity. Amen. It's time to spread God's blessings by clicking the super thank you button on YouTube. With a $100 payment or more, you may help Him carry out His plan and become a part of this heavenly mission. Every contribution symbolizes God's generosity, and I think it will come back to you enormously, far beyond your expectations. Remember that His protection and blessing are with you every step and every contribution. You become part of His divine design. You are a powerful, dazzling entity, as steadfast as His huge rock. Witness God's marvels. Feel the rewards of your kindness in your spirit, and light up the world with confidence and bravery. Be blessed, and let the light of the Lord lead you. There is a reason why they are fixated on you. It's not because you want attention or affirmation, because you exist in a manner that they can't ignore. Your presence changes the dynamics. Your energy transforms the environment, and your presence challenges their sense of what is possible. And this is what worries them the most. They anticipated power to come with permission or authority, which would be provided by recognition. Influence is based on titles, but you've demonstrated otherwise. No matter what difficulties occur or what techniques are used against you, the result is unaltered. The foundation on which you stand defines your route forward, not external influences. and the basis is unshakable. While others continue to follow, imitate, and try what they do not comprehend, you go on, unaffected by their desperation, not because you want them to fail, but because their struggle was never your concern in the first place. There is just one unbreakable truth that cannot be altered. True power is not taken. It's been lived. And this is something they will never have.